Okay, LightBuzz, we reinvent sightseeing by offering a personalized tour guide which conforms its content to the visitor's age, interest, and history. Your time starts now.
Hi everyone, I'm Vangos Terneas from LightBuzz, and I will present you Touring Machine. Touring Machine is a personalized tour guide for archaeological sites and museums. In 2011, 9 million visitors visited the archaeological sites and museums of Greece, spending over 45 million euros on tickets, even in the middle of an economic crisis. This definitely shows us that people love culture, and that's why they spend such amounts of money. But let's have a look at the typical day of a visitor in a typical Greek archaeological site. The visitor is searching for information about the exhibits, probably searching for a translation, sometimes getting lost between the exhibits, and getting disappointed about the content he finds. Here comes Touring Machine. Touring Machine connects every unique visitor with every unique exhibit. How do we do this? First of all, we run on every smartphone and every tablet device, so we're always available. Touring Machine is available everywhere. And our secret sauce, we generate descriptions according to the visitor's age, interests, history. There's no pre-written information. Everything is composed on the fly by our natural language generation engine. This engine provides different descriptions to kids than those targeting adults. For example, kids are presented with simpler phraseology and less complicated expressions. Of course, by knowing the location of each exhibit, either by using the GPS or some tags, we can identify which exhibit is on your right, on your left, in front of you, etc. So we provide an even more personalized experience. We're envisioning a Touring Machine as a platform for every museum and archaeological site in the world, and of course the businesses around the archaeological sites and museums. Touring Machine has been awarded by Microsoft Corporation in the Worldwide Innovation Competition held in New York, getting the first place among 70 countries. And in a couple of days, we're invited to present our system to the cultural authorities and the biggest British museums in London. We just need a boost for the next step. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you, Vagos. And I may start with Haris.
Do you provide the content? Do you produce the content, sorry?
The content is generated on the fly. This means that...
What do you mean? Yeah.
Sorry,
what do you mean on the fly?
Suppose that the museum or the archaeological site authorities have provided us with a table of some information. For example, 5th century Parthenon, Pericles. And our system produces the sentence to the desired language and the desired phraseology. For example, the Parthenon was built in the 5th century by Pericles. So we do not have the whole sentence. The whole sentence is produced on the fly by our engine.
So you have some strong AI, artificial intelligence?
Yes, we had been working while being...
For content producing?
For
content production?
Yeah, that's right.
Let's say I'm in the Acropolis Museum.
Yeah.
And I'm walking around. And I have this device, I guess, on me, right?
Right.
And then I do what? It follows me through GPS?
First of all, the device informs you about the exhibit you have in front of you. Suppose you're viewing Parthenon, okay. The device will vibrate and mention that Parthenon is just in front of you.
This content is provided by you or by the museum or by whom? Because I'm not clear.
The exhibit recognition is provided from the GPS coordinates.
The recognition, yes, but the content, who writes the content?
No one writes the content. The museum provides us with some tables of information, and our engine displays the information to sentence. Okay.
Does the GPS have the accuracy to work in museums, or it's like 5-meter accuracy, so you cannot really tell whether you're next to this exhibit or next to the other exhibit?
This partly depends on the GPS accuracy. For example, in an open archaeological site, we have the desired accuracy. In closed spaces, such as some museums, we can use some tags in front of an exhibit. So we can, if we find one exhibit, we have the whole mapping of the rest of the exhibits in our system, and can understand what is on the right, the left, etc.
Okay. And your customer is the museum or the tourist?
We have decided our initial thought is to provide the application for free, and some museums might require limited free or paid access to their tour.
But you sell to the museum, not to the tourist.
Who pays?
Yeah, who pays? If
We have contacted some museums, and it's now totally up to the museum. For example, some museums want to provide to have their tours for free, while other museums want the customer to pay commission.
Okay. Thanks.
Arnaud.
There's definitely some interesting aspects here, and I like the focus on tourism, which is a natural starting point for Greece. You can see lots of opportunities there. You mentioned some of the businesses around sites and whatnot. What is the actual business model?
Yeah, when we started launching our first private beta of Turing Machine, we found out that people, after visiting an archaeological site or a museum, they wanted to shop somewhere nearby, have lunch somewhere nearby. So after that, we contacted the local businesses around archaeological sites in order to have a commission for every customer we bring.
So it's there's an advertising component to your model.
Kind of, yes.
And that you have to contact each.
We have used some points of interest provided by open APIs, such as Google Places, and we have contacted specifically some other ones, yes.
Right. And this is up and running. You have the system.
I didn't hear you, excuse me.
You have the system up and running.
Yeah.
It's
we
live.
run our second beta, and we're planning to release it publicly by the end of the month.
Good.
Okay, Rebecca.
Yeah, so when I'm walking around with a tablet or a phone, do I need a connection via internet or 3G all the time?
While testing the system, our initial experiments included the use of a Wi-Fi network or a 3G network. But most users who travel abroad don't have such a facility. So we integrated the natural language generation engine inside its client, and we provide the full experience when you are connected, and the limited experience when you are not. Mm-hmm. So the content is always available. But when you are connected, you have even more benefits considering the whole personalization. For example, when you are connected, the system can identify what your friends have already seen nearby and inform you about it.
So for me, the biggest risk factors here are the quality of the content. So I would love to see a sample to understand if the natural language processing is really good or good enough. And two, it seems like you're basing your business model in doing partnerships with a lot of different players and museums. So scaling that business development is going to be a challenging process, and I would like to hear more details on that, maybe at the end of the...
Actually, I didn't get the question. You mean about the scalability of our system, or
more on the business partnership building part. You know, if you have to go and sign up every partner individually, that takes a lot of time. I love convincing. So you need a huge team to do that.
That's right. We have something like a content management system where every partner can provide its content, and then it's automatically uploaded to Turing Machine. We do not need to contact them directly. They can do it by themselves.
George?
Well, Vankos, you're a very famous student. Probably you don't know, but they won 2 years ago the global competition of Microsoft. Imagine Cup.
Yeah.
So globally, they were chosen by Microsoft as the most innovative service product globally. However, I have a criticism. You are very well known. You are very famous in all computer science departments in Greece because you are probably the only group that actually made it globally. However, I have a criticism. It's still you and George, two computer science students. And I think the business now is very serious. All the questions that were raised here were questions that actually there is a very true business. So I think my main criticism is that your team should expand. You should have people that actually can help you negotiate with British Museum. We know that you're going to the British Museum in a few days' time.
Yeah,
you should not go alone.
On Thursday, actually.
You don't have the expertise.
It's about the team again.
It's about the team. It's about the team.
Well, I'll let you know that our team is no more just two people. We have,
so it's not Vankos and George anymore?
Not anymore.
Okay, good, excellent.
So we have a graphics designer to help us with the visuals.
Find the business
guy, business marketing guy.
Yeah,
you need a good finance guy.
No, I mean that
Sky's the limit for you. Come on. Okay.
we are cooperating with TEDx Academy, and we have mentorship considering marketing
Okay.
and business issues.
Okay.
Alexandra.
Okay. I will just go very briefly back to the product that you mentioned and to accuracy. Have you had accuracy tests? And the reason I'm asking is at the beginning you said that you're provided with tags, for example, for places. For example, Acropolis, 5th century, Pericles, and then the outcome is that Pericles built Acropolis in the 5th century, which is not accurate.
Sorry, I didn't hear the example you provided.
Right. So at the beginning, you gave us an example of how your product works, of how your algorithm or basically the technology works. And you used 3 tags that apparently may be provided to you by museums. And that was the Acropolis, 5th century, and Pericles. And what you came up with is that Pericles built the Acropolis at the during the 5th century, which is not really true. Phidias and blah, blah, built Acropolis. So do you have accuracy results? Have you tested the accuracy of what you're building? And do you have people testing the accuracy of the content that you're providing?
Yeah, definitely. This was a major issue when we first started building the natural language generation engine 2 years ago.
Okay.
As you understand, this was an example I mentioned just now in order to understand what I mean. Of course, the system provides even more information, and it's tested for accuracy. And it's tested by the authorities of museums and archaeological sites, not from us.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't do any testing considering the accuracy of the results. We gave it to culture teachers, to museums and archaeological sites, and they told us that, yeah, the information is accurate.
Thank you.
Okay, so I would say that it's time for business, okay? It's time to, you have a very good technical background. It's time to commercialize that. And I think this is why you changed the name from Turing Machine to LightBuzz? Why did you change names?
Not exactly. LightBuzz is the name of our newly founded company.
So it's newly founded which will commercialize and take...
Yeah, well, we started the project 2 years ago as students. Nowadays, we needed to have a legal
entity as a startup,
yeah.
and then Turing Machine actually it's a product that you will commercialize under the umbrella of LightBuzz.
That's right.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you, Vagos. And last but not least, of course, parking defenders, number 10.